Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again, and this time we need to have a bit of a deeper discussion on an issue that I thought we had probably discussed amply before, and that's going to be the concept of power creep in gacha games, and when power creep is bad, and maybe when power creep is good, if it's ever good. And the situation over here is, well, as you can see on the screen, we got Arknights Endfield. And the simple reality of Arknights Endfield over here is that one of their most recent teams, featuring Arcane, Lino, all of that, is charting at about 153 DPS in 53 seconds. 153k. Now we got this other team over here. This features a 1.0 unit. It actually has a 1.3 unit on it as well. Enfield's in 1.4 right now. And this team is about... well, if you multiply this by 170%, you're going to get this number. So basically, this team right over here, the newest one, is 70% stronger than the 1.0 units team. And my takeaway from this situation was this. That's a lot of power creep really early on in the game cycle, and naturally, there are some concerns that the player base should find with that, especially knowing the track record of other games like, well, Genshin Impact, where you see the trend in HP going up over time as the damaging kits increases and the team rotation DPS increases as well. Then you also got a HSR too, where damage has just been going up every single update since, I think, fucking Acheron's release. And, well, you also got Shiyu defense, ZZZ over here. You see, this is actually where Miyabi got released over here. You see it's at 16 million, and then within 3 months, it went up to 24 million. So it went... You can kind of see, this is Miyabi's release. This is 3 months after, 4 months after Miyabi's release. That's where you were at right there. 24 million after 16. And that's how HP tends to go up in endgames after you release a very, very, very strong character, a strong team. And it's very fair to say that this team over here has just taken all of the other existing ones and blown them out of the water. And so that's what one of my latest videos was really just all about, the worst battles in gacha history. Talking about the trends, talking about the issues. And the big thing I focus on over here is that, well, the same exact things that happen to other games like Genshin. And, well, Genshin. It's probably going to happen in Endfield, too. The Endfield community caught wind of this warning sign, this canary in the coal mine, this whole like situation where I'm just simply trying to warn the player base that the storm is coming, because the storm, well, was coming and then it arrived in all of these other games. And this is the thing. I didn't need to play any of these games to know that these numbers aren't very good for the rest of the player base. But like I said before, the Endfield community caught wind of what I was saying, and they're kind of crashing out. And the unfortunate reality over here is that Kookie Kaze has, I think, maybe it's a 24-hour bug, who knows. I think he's caught a little bit of Saint Derangement Syndrome. And, unfortunately, we've got to go talk about the Crashout that he had regarding power creep, regarding this topic, and, of course, regarding my video. So let's go ahead, let's listen to this, and, of course, address every single point he made towards me as critique.
What's my current thought on power creep in Endfield? It doesn't exist.
Sorry. I'm blocking him. I moved myself down right before starting the video, and now I'm going right back up.
What's my current thought on power creep in Endfield?
So, just one thing I want to get right off the bat. This is just a question that he's getting in his chat. What is your current thought what is your thought in current power creep in Endfield? This is just a random question from a random chatter in chat. Like, I'm not mentioned anywhere.
It doesn't exist.
So that's his first declarative statement. Power creep in Endfield doesn't exist. So, I went to the Wiktionary just to see the definition of power creep, and, like, this is generally what it is. A situation where successive updates or expansions to a game introduce more powerful units or abilities, leaving the older ones underpowered. I don't know. I don't know. What do you... What do you think, guys? Would that constitute as... I'm just wondering, like, that kind of fits the dictionary definition of the term. I think this is the one that most people universally agree on, right? Like, is it... So you can see where parts of my confusion are coming from over here from this reaction.
I saw... No, I didn't see. I didn't see the video, but I saw...
So this is the first part. Kookie prefaces this entire Crashout by saying he did not even watch my video.
I saw someone tweeting it.
But he saw someone tweeting about it. And this is the thing. I have the tweet that he's talking about. If someone talking about meta or power creep in a gacha game, who do you think you will believe the most? Player who actively plays the game and experiences the end game themselves, or a lolcow who only touches the game in 1.0 and is judging the game meta is bad based on a web calculation? This is going to be where we really do need to reach into our hat over here and make this declarative statement. Do I need to be a chef to tell you that food does not taste good? Do I need to be a customer at Taco Bell to know that during the lettuce outbreak in the US where you got diarrhea and food poisoning from eating the lettuce, that I shouldn't go eat at Taco Bell? Do I need to have previously ate there first to know I shouldn't eat there while that was going on? That's the take that these guys are making. That you need to actively go in and play the game to be able to read very simple DPS numbers like this, where I'm seeing rotations that are similar in length, blah, 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 all of that stuff, right? And one is literally 70% higher than the other. This is 170% the value of this one. It's some of the most blatant power creep I've ever seen, right? And I think it's some of those blatant power creep anyone's seen in any game in general. Naturally, right? The whole take that you need to actively play the game or experience, like, hey, by the way, you know, CBT, I'm not talking about closed beta test, by the way. You have to actually experience it first to know whether or not you don't like it. Yeah, you're gonna have to actually experience that first to know it's not for you. Otherwise, you're just lying. You don't know what you're talking about. You need to chop your balls off too. First, you need to try it out yourself to know that you're not gonna like it. Do you see, like, you can go even more extreme with these analogies. You can go even further with them. The take that you need to try something out to know that it's not good, or that you're not going to like it, or that it's not favorable, it's kind of crazy, right? Especially in the context of something numerical that can be measured. That's a metric. I just watched the Olympic sprint. Usain Bolt got first place. Do I need to be an Olympic sprinter to say that he was first place? That's what this is saying. It's like, hey, yeah, by the way, this team is... You need to actually play the game to say that this team has 70% higher DPS than this team. And that's a problem. Yeah, you need to play the game first to be able to make that statement.
And it's one of those cases where it's like, at this point, people like this needs to shut up.
So, remember what he said at the start? He never even saw my video. All he did was look at a tweet that didn't even address any of my video's points and simply disregarded everything that I was saying. But you want to know what the reality of my video was? Ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and I talked about how previous games like Genshin Impact proceeded to power creep massively. You see 95.2k over here. Mualani, who was released in that land, compared to Mavuika, she only has 74k. And I use this example of showing how there was blatant power creep with Mavuika's release, and then juxtaposed it with this. Do you know when Mavuika got actually released in Genshin Impact? It was 5.3. This is the Spiral Abyss HP, ladies and gentlemen, in 5.3. Do you see this? It's over here. Those are the prior versions. Mavuika released here, and then look at the HP after that. Look at the HP following her release. I proceeded to bring metrics, examples. Literally, hey, yo, here you go. Here you go. Look, I even made like an interactive graphic where I made myself big. Big Saint. That's what I was doing in the video. Talking about the writing on the wall. Letting you guys know that even if you don't play these games, because guess what I was not doing? I was not playing Genshin Impact during this time, but I was still able to see that power creep was actively ruining the game and its endgame. And now power creep is one of the biggest complaints people make about Genshin Impact. You want to know why? Oh, Hey, what's the thumbnail? Hoyoverse messed up. Pay to win disaster. HP inflation. Mavuika and then Mavuika again. 11 months ago. Huh. So this should be enough to tell you. Look, the way they're... And it's like Reddit post with 7.2k upvotes. You can see that over there complaining about stuff. Do you see what's happening over here? Wait. But Saint was right about everything in Genshin Impact, but he quit the game before this happened. That's because I'm right. I'm correct. Oh, wait, look, it's almost the same video for ZZZ. Oh, right, he was right about that shit too. Oh, right, yeah, we went from 16 million to fucking 24 in 3 months. And then it's gone only higher ever since. Oh, I even talked about Wuwa's power creep. Oh, and I even talked about HSRs too. HSR 4.0 will ruin Gacha Gaming. HSR's power creep just got worse. Memory of Chaos HP trend, by the way. Hey, this was 4.0, by the way. Hey, which video did I release for 4.0? Let me just check that out real fast. HSR 4.0 will ruin Gacha Gaming. Oh, damn, that's pretty significant. Yeah, that's I believe that is at 50 million HP. They started at 5. Yeah, so the game's at 50 million HP now in Shiyu defense. It started at, like, less than 5, actually. It was, like, 3. Clearly, even if I don't play the games, I've somehow been right about every single one. And you want to know one of the biggest clues telling me that Endfield is also going to do some retarded shit in the future? Oh, right, they already did. Let's look at this buff over here they put in their endgame. Operators cannot perform a perfect dodge. What do perfect dodges give you, chat, in Endfield? SP. What does SP let you do, chat? Cast your abilities. What do your abilities do? Damage. So, literally, this buff leads to you doing less damage. Would be kind of helpful to have a team that does more damage, wouldn't it? Because not being able to get perfect dodges, not being able to get your SP, and not being able to cast your skills probably means you're going to do less damage, so you want a team that does more damage, right? What about a team that does 70% more damage? Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to manage the lack of SP that you're going to be getting, right? And I can say this stuff because I played the game. Hey, what about another time these guys in their endgame did some retarded shit? Operators cannot regenerate SP naturally. Would be kind of helpful to deal more damage in that situation, right? If you have less SP to cast your skills that deal damage with. So the writing's already on the wall. The mechanics are already in there. The baseline's already been set for you to get fucked in the ass as a player. And that's why I made this video. Because it's just that easy. Now, let's go ahead. Let's listen to more, right? Because I've been making sure to refute all of these points. Bring all the glue here. Because this is meant to be more of an educational video. As to why I'm right. As opposed to a drama video where we're just looking to shit on the guy. Because like I said before, I feel like this is a 24-hour bug. And the bug is Saint Derangement Syndrome. Because it gets worse.
Saint Tutas decided to tell his entire Wuwa community, like in his YouTube channel, that Enfield...
So we already see over here. This is not a good look. Kookie is now, unfortunately, trying to bring tribalism into the situation. Where apparently it's now a Wuwa versus Endfield thing. And like Wuwa players are shitty. When the reality is, I'm just warning you of what every other gacha game that has had this much power creep has had happen to them. That's the point. That's the point. Because what happened to other games when they've seen power creep of this level, it's probably going to happen to Endfield as well. Why make it a tribalistic argument?
There's a power creep problem. Bro doesn't play the game anymore.
And that's the issue. Did I need to play the game here? Did I need to play the game here? Oh, wait. They got some numbers, actually. These were the HSR team DPS calculations, guys. Let me know when you don't see a 4.0 character. Or, sorry, a 3.0 character. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, rank 13 at less than... Bro, he's 50%. The first non-3.x character you see on here for HSR is this. Blade E0S1, the new reworked version, at 8.9 million. And then Casterus is doing 20 million. That is like HSR stuff. Percent of difference. You can see over here, bro. It's actually insane. Look at Jing Yuan, 28%. Did I need to play the game to know that this game is not balanced? Kookie is trying to make the argument over here that you need to play HSR to say that there's power creep in here. Guys, do you need to play HSR to know that there was power creep during Amphorius? No. And similarly, do I need to play Endfield to know that there is power creep when one is 170% the value of the other, and you are just in patch 1.4? You are 6 months into the game's release and you did this. Just like Zenless Zone Zero. And remember what Zenless Zone Zero did when they released a character like Miyabi 6 months into release? Yeah. They went from 14 million to 16 in 6 months. Then over the next 3 months, they went from 16 million to 25. Increase of 2 million over 6 months somehow went to 9 million in 3. 9 million HP in less than half the time. Do I need to play ZZZ during that time? Because I didn't play during 1.4. Did I need to play ZZZ to see that HP increase? No. And so the argument that you need to play the game to understand the numbers is kind of absurd. Because I learned numbers in school. Yes, I learned how to calculate and fucking analyze numbers in school. That's not related to games, to be honest.
Like, he's actually not playing the game. So, like, I don't really care about him. But, like...
And that's where Kookie just gets caught here. Because remember the start of the video? Remember, he just said he doesn't care about me and that, like, it's... Bro.
What's my current thought on power creep in Enfield? It
you
doesn't
got
exist.
asked a question about power creep in chat and then made it about me. That was the question. What is your thought in current power creep? And then you made it about me, though. So, like, you do care.
Playing the game. So, like, I don't really care about him. But, like, I think there's a generally...
And this is the Saint Derangement Syndrome. Kookie's saying all of this stuff, disregarding my take, and that he openly admitted he never even watched my video. But then he's talking this much about it, unprompted.
Agreed rule that if you don't know what you're saying, shut the fuck up.
But I do know what I'm saying. Because I've been right about all these games. That's how it works. I do know what I'm saying because I was right about all of these games even though I'm not playing them. I've literally played these games before. That's the point. That's why I make these videos. Just so you know. I make these videos so that I can hold on to them later just for this purpose. Because that's the point. To show my track record of accuracy. To show my track record that I'm actually an unbiased, objective commentator. Because how else am I right then? Every single time about this sort of topic. Because like I said, they've already done it before. These Endfield developers have already done it before. So the idea that they won't do it again after seeing this is just kind of crazy, isn't it?
If you're saying to say shit, don't fucking do it.
And I think that this is where Kookie has just a severe misunderstanding of what my video even is. This video is a warning sign to the Endfield player base that one of the bad things that has ruined so many other gacha games is slated to happen to Endfield. That's the point of this video. It's an informative PSA about how your balance is looking like Hoyoverse games. What are we doing here, man? And this is all because he didn't even think for a second to watch my video and got the entire thing summarized from one of my haters' tweets. This is the #1 way to make yourself look retarded online. This is literally an incorrect summary. It's not even like a summary. It's like a straw man of my arguments. It doesn't even list out my arguments. It just says to invalidate my takes immediately without even considering or hearing them out in the first place. If that is truly what you think is like a good argumentative stance to take, I'm just not even going to listen to the guy and he's automatically wrong, then yes, you are going to get farmed. Because that is unfortunately what Kukikaze did over here. But like I said before, this isn't a piece meant to shit on the guy. The piece is made over here to inform individuals that, yes, I do know what I'm talking about, and sometimes it can be very embarrassing to disagree with me. But you're free to do whatever you like. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.